Dude, we haven't. We have sort of
and we are
live. We have so many different programs. Dude, I think what we should do is not that one podcast we did where we did everything with yes. Bro, people miss out so much if they don't watch our YouTube.
I know.
Because there's just so many quips and different things that you and I do, especially you do. And it's just like, they would laugh 10 times harder if they could just see the shenanigans that happen in here. Like Cody breaking the chair.
Yes.
Because you can't totally hear it on the mic, but you can see him just fall. Like sit backwards. Oh my gosh, Cody! And
if you're watching this week, you can see my cool jacket.
Oh, that's true.
That's super
cool.
dope. Super dope.
He got it from Thanos. He was actually here the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he's like started snapping, but I don't know.
Yeah,
he was like PTSD or something.
Yeah, he won it like the Mind Stone or something like that. I was like, I don't know, bro. I'll just look and see what I have in my bag.
Yeah, I got you.
I gave him like 3 rocks of crystal meth and.
What did you have? Any obtainium?
No.
Unobtainium?
No.
Okay.
No, I couldn't obtain any.
Well, that seems kind of unobtainable to have unobtainium in your unobtainium bag that doesn't have obtainium because you can't obtain it. So therefore, obtainium is an obtainium.
It's unobtainable.
It's unobtainable. Speaking of unobtainium,
abominable snowman.
What is a? Should I continue with my line? That seems to be a track record.
What?
We have a really cool topic today.
Oh, we have a very interesting topic to talk about here today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a certified hood classic.
This might actually be... This is interesting because with the movie, Avatar, spoiler alert for all you guys out there, it's interesting because this might be one of the first times, aside from Harry Potter, that we kind of come from different points of view. Because I didn't like the movie as much as everyone says it was that good. So there's a lot of things I agree with you with.
So this is the thing. Here's the movie. You're in like the middle, leaning towards you liked it. I'm in the middle, leaning towards I didn't like it.
Yes. Yeah. I thought it was interesting. I don't think it was worth the 12-year gap.
Yeah.
But I am glad we saw it in 3D. Because I accidentally did that for us. I didn't mean for that to happen. And I thought you guys were gonna beat the shit out of me.
Yeah. Well, I when she said, "Do you want your here's your glasses?" I went, "Yep."
Well, because everyone was like,
but I have to say, it wasn't as like different. Like it wasn't as like I don't know if it's just like the movie Tavern or what, but it wasn't as like remember back as like a kid, you'd watch the movie and then you'd be like. You put on the glasses, but if you took the glasses off, you literally couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like it would just be like
yeah,
colors.
no, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah,
but like I had like half the movie, I like took my glasses off and was like just watching the movie regularly, and it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought it was pretty good, especially with like the whole 3D aspect.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the 3D wasn't that bad. The movie itself was not so good.
I would agree with you. There's a lot of things we're definitely gonna talk about, but
like for the amount of money that they spent on that thing,
don't they need to like net?
They need to net like $800 million or some shit.
Yeah, which is kind of ridiculous. But
they're already at like 4.
Really?
I don't know. I have to check in on that. My temple hurts.
Where's your temple? No, like the temple. Oh, you mean like you're on your head?
My head temple. That like hurts.
I don't know if we were going to Philly or not. But
my cousin goes there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's their second year there now, I think.
Oh wow. Yeah, you ever realize how old we're getting? Like, you look at a movie like this, it's like 12 years, and then like...
I remember being in 6th grade when that movie came out, and I remember being in 7th grade when my teacher got a copy, like a DVD of it, and then we put it on in class, and it was like the new cool thing.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Well, I did kick myself because when we were there was a lot of like mental catching up and like piecing together.
That's the other thing is... Like, we already saw Jake Sully versus... Or not Jake. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like,
you're right. I have everything
versus old Marine guy twice. Yeah. Like, we've seen that once before. Now we've seen it again. Like, I don't need to see that again.
Yeah.
What I need to see is it would have been... All right. It would have been so much doper if, like, it was like... So they already have the forest people, and they have the water people, right? Yeah. So they've got to have like some mountain people, right? Or some shit like that, some air people maybe. Imagine you get some air people start fucking them up. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
they have to like go and ask the water people for help. But then it's like a war, like a tribe war. Like that
They've
would
had
be
like an age-old war.
that would be dope as hell.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But no, it's got to be a human marine gets his consciousness transposed into another avatar, and then he goes and tries to kill one dude.
Well, I don't even remember how he died.
I do. They showed it. He got stabbed through. He was in that big mech suit, and he got an arrow right to the
Right.
big spear. But the thing is this. Okay. If you're the military or the government or whatever is doing this to put people on this planet,
I'm listening.
how is if they put on people on this planet, fucking like, what is the why would you like agree to keep him on the team? All he's doing is going after one. He's burning government assets and resources to kill one person.
Didn't even care.
And couldn't even do it. Like,
which is kind of weird to me because I really felt that there was gonna be like an arc, right? Where he was going to realize these people aren't who they think they are. They aren't actually bad people. They aren't these horrendous humans or these aliens that you think they are.
yeah.
And there would be like this arc where he turns from the government to be with Jake Sully, right?
Yeah.
I am glad that didn't happen. Yeah, because I would have felt like that was too predictable or kind of dumb. But I don't know. The cinematography was fantastic. It's one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Okay. It was cool looking, but it was like it never like, for example, when I watched the first movie, I remember being in like awe and being like, holy, like this
Me
is
too.
like this is awesome. I watched the second one, and it felt like very much not the same. Like, it didn't have that same feeling of this is super cool, because they kind of relayed on the same kind of thing they did in the first one, where it's like big wide open shots of like cool landscapes and cool different colored things and this, that, and the third. But it's like we already saw all that in the first one, so we kind of have to see something different. So I was expecting it to be more of like, they do like they have like something to do more with like the water creatures, like that one thing that was chasing him in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like I just didn't like how it was like it just was like humans versus Avatar again, and like it was just so stupid to me.
Yeah.
It could have been so much better. Like if they had done tribe versus tribe, that would have been so dope. Just seeing avatars just kill each other,
Sure.
just like fighting, and then
That would have been actually really cool. I never thought about that.
exactly like
And I guess they were trying to sort of do that with like the human avatar versus the
yeah.
But I do think it was very modern day or future modern day, whatever you want to call military that are just happen to be avatars, and then you have the avatar. Because I don't know, man. There were things like that bother me because I feel like they missed out on a lot of opportunities to make this one of the best things and one of the best plots.
Right.
And then I also feel like a lot with a lot of the plot. There's so many things I could have done differently to set this up, because and like spoiler alert, obviously, the ending needed to happen. I understand that with the kid like saving his dad.
No, it didn't. It didn't have to happen. No, it didn't. Shoot little Tarzan.
Shoot a little Spider no.
Like, dude, that kid is just awful. He had to they could have ate his ass, and then they decided not to, and then he
had one shot.
No, he
one
didn't.
opportunity.
Bro, he literally shoot him.
To seize anything he
Stab
ever
him.
wanted.
Like, the mom was right. Like, I would have shanked his ass, bro. Like, I would have slit his throat right then and there.
See, it's wild because he is such a I'm loyal, I got your back, yada yada yada.
And like,
and then he just did something that could absolutely fuck
for what?
the whole
Yeah, because
operation.
what, he has daddy issues, bro. Like, I don't know, but because the guy even said, he's like, I'm not your daddy, but I have his memories. Like, all right, bro, then you were a stranger, dog.
well, isn't that what he says? He's like, we're strangers. Yeah.
He's like, we're not related, so.
Dude, could you imagine? I just put myself in like that kid's shoes. I don't like big robots.
Like
robots scare me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a weird thing, I know.
Okay.
Like, okay, for example, just totally like a weird tangent. I did like years ago with my ex. I did this it's like a VR shooter thing, and it was Star Wars, and there was like a droid coming towards me, and it's an actual thing, but it's like CG'd in your face.
Yeah.
I was freaking the fuck out. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Now I could not imagine being like a 10-year-old kid with this massive blue dude, I would lose it. I would be in the corner as an adult, 23 years old.
But okay,
shaking.
but what if it was like this? What if this happened, right? Now what if this happened? Now what if you're vibing out and all of a sudden this ginormous blue dude just whirls up in the room,
Smash.
and then you go and you go what the, and you start freaking out and he goes, and then he's like, Matt, and it's your dad's voice, and he goes, Matt, calm the fuck down.
Fuck, I would try to slap him, but like the problem is I would die.
They're like 9 feet tall or something like that. That would be terrifying.
The ride at Disney is pretty good.
I always thought that the avatars, like even from the first one, I always thought that like if I were to see them in real life, I'd freak out because they're very, very tall and like very lanky.
Yeah,
like
very alien looking too. Obviously,
damn,
I mean,
that'd be some shit.
I don't know. I like because when I went to Disney, and I don't know if you ever experienced this, but like they have a ride, like it's the River of Na'vi, and it's like they did a really good job making everything life size, really good. It was one of the best rides that I forget what Forbes did, but when I saw that, and I'm just in a boat, and I'm like looking up at this thing, I guess what's her name? Her name is Naylin, right?
What are we talking about?
The Naylin, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Yeah.
Jake Sully's wife. Yeah.
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah. So I look up and I'm like looking at her character and I'm like, that thing's fucking massive.
Yeah.
I'm like getting creeped out.
Yeah.
And what was weird was like the way that Disney works is like they do things really, really well. So it is moving. Like you and I are moving.
Yeah.
And it was weird because like, you know, what's that? It's the Valley of fuck.
Is it Valley of the Shadow of Death? I will fear no evil.
No, it's when you can look at something and you go, that's human, but then you look at something that's not human and it doesn't. I
don't know.
I'll have to find it and look at it after this because I feel kind of like an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like you look and you're like, obviously that's not human.
Yeah.
And obviously it's moving like a human, but it's not exactly. But it's way too close.
Yeah.
And it freaks it. Like that was weird. So like then seeing the movie in 3D, it was like, I was getting agita.
Yeah. So my whole thing was like, you know, the movie itself could have been a lot better, I think. And like, I just think that like, there wasn't a reason for it to be. There wasn't like the whole thing that he took 13 years to make them the second movie was because he wanted like the new CGI to come out or something.
Yeah, the technology to advance.
I was like, and then for that to be the movie, it seemed like a Marvel movie. It seemed like a not thought out, a not thought out thing. And so like, all right, I think we should probably give a quick rundown of the movie.
Okay.
So, in the beginning of the movie, you see life after the first one, right?
The Na'vi. Yeah.
So, I don't know how much time passed. I would assume at least like 15 years.
Something like that.
Something
Because
like
his kids are grown up. Like he has like a grown-ass son.
Yeah, so like, basically a bunch of time has passed, and they show like the time lapse and everything. And then you see how their family's growing, how Jake Sully's been changing, how his wife's changing, how everybody's changed for the better, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they say, and this is another thing that pissed me off, was instead of it being like a really cool intro, maybe if you're gonna have the humans come back to be the bad guys, then okay, sure, but then make it at least a cool intro. No, it was literally just, oh look, sky people. Yeah. And they invade the planet and just drop down, burn the forest, and then literally it just goes 1 year later. Like literally they drop down, forest on fire, and then it's just 1 year later.
Yeah.
Like what is that?
I agree. I think there should have been more of a cinematic, like, welcome back.
Yeah, it should be more of like
let's get immersed again.
Yeah, it should have been a thought out thing, but no, it had just whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes right from that to them escaping, right? Or them to, go into the new people. My whole thing is like, and they're the water people. And you're telling me, right, that you're on a distinct different planet, and they have the same tendencies that like humans do, where they're like picking at each other, making fun of each other. This guy has a small tail. Yep. Like what? Like,
you know what's funny is I think that was their way of humanizing them. Because that's how I took it. But then there also is a lot of the things where it's like, I agree with you. It should have been this is an alien thing.
Yeah.
But I do see their whole point where it's like, humans are watching this.
Yeah.
So the best way for us to, I guess, sympathize, empathize with them is to
listen. If they rolled up and they were all like cuckoo, kachoo, and doing their thing, fine.
Could you imagine if they knew like the whole like the handshake
that's
thing?
the thing is like they're it's like high school. They're like you can't bully me. Like I don't need that. I can go watch any other show and see that.
Watch Euphoria.
Yeah, like I want to see like some cool stuff happen. So eventually they assimilate and like they're the water people take them in.
Yeah.
Right. Their chief was pretty dope though. He was a pretty cool character, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
The Samoan Navi
pretty
dude.
stoic guy. And then they're trying to learn their ways, right? So they're trying to learn the way of the water.
Yes.
That's why it's called that.
The way of the water.
Yeah, the way of the water. That's what I just said. Yeah, water.
No, definitely.
No,
Yeah,
it's water,
no, it's definitely the way of the water.
It's definitely the way of the
definitely
water.
the way of the water. Yeah,
Yeah, so in Avatar 2, way of the water.
way of the water. Yeah.
Yeah, the water. Yeah.
Yeah, water. Yeah.
Listen.
I got time. All right, man. Listen.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
What,
I'm gonna need that back.
What
I'm gonna need that back.
What is it called?
Cold water. Nah, bro. I heard that. That's foul.
Where the what?
Don't spit in that drink.
Way of the what? It's the way of the what?
Way of the water.
Yeah, the water. You heard it. Everybody heard it.
Water.
Nope,
Anyways,
it's the water. Anyway, but yeah, so I like they're trying to assimilate, trying to learn their ways. They're getting the kids are being taught by the kids of the other tribe. Yeah. The parents are being taught by the parents of the other tribe. Oh, excuse me. And it's just very much like high school. Like it's like a lot of the time is being spent on watching the kids learn how to do things and everything.
Yeah.
Jake Sully has two kids.
Yep.
Right? Or
no,
more.
he has four.
Four.
He has his oldest son.
He has an oldest son, younger son, daughter.
And then
no, it's three.
No, it's four. No, it's four. He has his oldest son, who's the warrior dude. I'm not. I'm gonna butcher all these names. So.
Yeah, the guy that dies.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget. We already said spoilers. So I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
And then the next one is like the son he loves, but feels like he is getting outshadowed by his older brother.
Yeah.
Then you have like the emo daughter.
Yeah.
And then you have like
the young
the
daughter.
baby.
Yeah. So yeah. No, it's just one of those things where then it's like all of a sudden the they're learning the ways, and then of course the one kid gets tricked and he's like ends up being out in the open water by himself.
Yeah, the one that
the younger son.
Yeah.
And he's out in the open water by himself, and he ends up coming in contact with like this shark thing.
Yeah,
and
I guess that's
like,
the best way to describe it. As like a
it's
shark.
like I would describe it most if anybody here has seen Nemo, like Finding Nemo, it was very similar to the Barracuda scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, it was really yeah.
So
it looked like a Demogorgon fish.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of the entire time I was watching. I was like, yo, this is how Nemo's Nemo's mom died, dog. That's what happened, bro. Literally, she got smacked up by a barracuda, and he came up and said, "Oh, picked him up in his little fins," and he's like, "You're my son, And then, anyway, but yeah, so he ends up fighting or like running away from this like barracuda fish thing that's like the size of a house, and he ends up getting saved by this like whale thing, and this whale thing befriends him, and he like learns its ways and like. Like starts talking to it, and it finds out that this whale thing was an outcast, and he kind of feels like an outcast, so they connect, right? Classic storytelling. And you find out later on in the movie that the reason that this whale thing feels like an outcast is because the humans were hunting these things.
Yes.
And then this thing wanted to gather up more of its kind to fight the humans.
Yeah.
But then he got all of his friends killed.
Yeah, and they had that their stuff in their brain or in their blood or whatever you want to call it, and they were sold for millions of dollars. It was a way of never aging.
Yeah.
So people, the sky people, probably Americans, honestly.
The U.S. government, basically.
Yeah. So they were taking that and they were bringing it back. Like, you guys won't age, so like that's why Tom Cruise is the way he is. So if you guys are questioning why it is, think the Navi.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was I did like that plot because yes, it's very traditional.
Yeah.
You had the outcast and the outcast.
It was cool.
No, it was cool, and I liked it because it then added different elements to that. Like, I don't want to say the Na'vi, keep saying the Na'vi, but like the whole world,
Yeah.
their whole, because you're kind of like, oh my god, I'm coughing.
Whoa.
I do see like they wanted to really kind of bring in like what it's like as water people, and then like the forest people are over here, and they're making a whole world. I don't know. I actually really enjoyed that they did that because I knew that was going to be a big thing at the end. World
building is what I wanted to see. That was like the cooler parts. Yeah. Like I said, I just think the protagonist or the antagonist was dumb. But yeah, like.
Oh yeah.
But then, so eventually, everyone becomes copacetic, and everyone's all cool with each other. But then you realize that this, like, Marine bad guy is trying to still kill Jake Sully, right? And he's, like, torturing other tribes, and he's like, where is he? Where is Rachel? Anyway.
The Punisher, how are you? Oh, my gosh, sir. Oh god!
But no, so that's how he does. So like he's like walking around. He's like pretending. He's basically like a diet Thanos. He's like, "You're gonna tell me what you want to know or what I want to know, and I know how it feels to feel so desperately that you're right and to lose and to fail all the same. I am inevitable. Slay Queen." So yeah, so he's like torturing these tribes, trying to find. Eventually, he finds Jake, and like I'm cutting out a lot, but like a lot of the movie is literally this. I'm not kidding. Literally, like, wow, this water is blue. No. Look with your inner eye.
It's orange.
It's green. Oh no! Do not talk to them like they are fish. Talk to them like they are you. Wow, I have connected with this beast now.
We are friends. Beast and I
friends. Oh, you do not understand. This war was not ours. It is yours. Do not bring your war here. We must protect our people. He is not our people. He is a human. Look at his hands. He has thumbs.
Well, so there was this whole thing where like someone broke it down and goes, this movie could have easily been 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2 hours and 30 minutes. Because there's so much conversation.
Oh, I know.
And the thing is a lot of the conversation you didn't need. It was like for those of you who are on YouTube, you're gonna be able to see me do this. But for those of you who are listening, I'll try to describe it as best as I can. It's person A has talked to person B, but really should be talking to person C. But he talks to person B to find out that he should have talked to person C when he should have talked to person C first.
Literally, it's like this. Hey Matt, did you talk to Gio yet about this thing?
No.
Okay. Where do you know where Gio is?
Yeah, he's over there.
He's over there. All right. I gotta go that way. I need you to tell him something for me though.
Yeah, but why don't you just go tell
him? Because
if
I go over there, then I have to backtrack. So listen. Just go over there and tell him exactly.
Yeah, but the plot makes more sense if you go there.
No, I'm going this way.
But
I'm going this way.
But the plot speeds up if you go that way.
I'm going that way.
But the plot.
I'm going that way.
We'll get to the end faster.
Nope.
By like an hour.
Water.
It's green.
That's literally what it was. And
I agree.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like cutting out big chunks because that's what happened.
Yeah, and you're hitting the base perfectly. So it's not like it's like a whole thing. It's
I did play baseball.
Hashtag baseball power.
Hashtag girl boss.
But no, it didn't bother me because I do like a storyline. Like even with video games, you know this.
But I wanted a storyline. This wasn't a good one, is what I'm saying.
I know. I didn't mind it as much, but I really wish with how these guys are warrior people, how you have the government, you have all this stuff. I was expecting more.
Like fighting,
more stealth attacks, more like cause the only stealth thing that there was
when she rolled up on little Tarzan.
Yeah,
it was like,
good job. Y'all caught kids.
My thing is this:
you guys are special ops.
You're talking about this is my thing, right? You're talking about the sky people are scary and they're coming to invade the planet and kill the planet, right? But then when they get up in their ship and stuff,
I didn't like this movie as much as I did.
Yeah, they're just beating these people, just smacking them with their tails, and penguins are just flying like 25 feet in the air. Like you're telling me, like, bro, like come on now. But then that's the other thing is it's like then you got Jake Sully over here like using a half machine gun, half spear tactic thing, and like there was a cool thing that I liked where like the Marine guy picked up on his wife's bow, like the bow or like the arrow color. So then when he sees it, he's like, "Oh, I know you're here."
Yeah.
And there's the whole thing about the little Tarzan dude is he was a human that was abandoned by the sky people the last time that they left. So like 20 years or 15 years ago.
Well, he was a baby, so he couldn't.
That's what I mean. Like he was a baby, so he couldn't get on the ship because they couldn't travel through space with the baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's where I am.
Plot armor.
Whatever. He couldn't like get into. There wasn't a pod for him or some shit. So then,
Hold up, plot armor, but yeah.
So then he grows up being taught by the Na'vi people. He has to wear like a oxygen mask and stuff. So but he acts like one of them. He literally, it's Tarzan. He's like one of them, right? And then obviously the Marine guy turns out that he was literally he's his dad, but he's not really his dad because he's the same actual person or whatever. But then he's like the Marine guy the whole time is trying to get him to connect and like be a part of him and be like, we are the same. You're my son. I love you. Blah blah blah. Right?
Well, there was that one scene where Spider. Kudos to him.
Yeah.
He was in this like
Little Tarzan. Yeah.
Little Tarzan Spider. What was his name?
Little Tarzan. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Little Tarzan.
Yeah.
And he's in this like interrogation room and there's this thing spinning. You can see he's visibly upset. I guess it's like trying to run through his brain. Yeah. So like if he's trying to extract his memories. Yeah, and if he thinks about where they are, they'll see it on the screen. And then that's when the colonel's like, I'm gonna connect with emotions.
Yeah, he's like that's enough. And then the general's like, what do you mean that's enough? And he's like, I'll connect with them. And then he's like talking to him. He's like, look, I'm not your dad, but whatever.
You're my dad, but you're not my dad. Was it you're not my dad? Or
no, it's you're not my dad. But then the other one's like, hey, he goes, you're my dad.
Oh, okay.
So it's two different videos. Anyway, yeah, so he's like, they connect, and that's what I mean. Like they're connecting, and then I guess Spider, little Tarzan dude, gets like forms like some kind of weird love to him.
Yeah.
In like the 3 days that they knew each other, and then basically
the kid's like what 10?
I don't know.
That'd be my.
He looked old. He was like 14.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was, so basically they were doing their thing, and so then they come to this big culmination where, of course, it's General Dude kidnaps his kids, and like Jake Sully's kids, and he goes, yo, dog, come get your kids, but we'll do a trade, you for them. And Jake Sully's like, I can't. They literally form this whole army, and then he get to the ship that they're going to fight, and then he goes, I can't make you fight my war. Dog. Like
they're already saddled.
We're already here, man. And then it's like, he's like, I'm gonna do this, and they all start fighting, and it's a really anticlimactic fight scene because it's like, it turns into like, I don't even know. It's just like half the time it's like it's like Battleship mixed with like I don't know, like Titanic. Like the ship is now sinking. They're trying to fight while the ship is sinking.
Sinking.
What did I say?
You said shinking.
Sorry. While the sink is shipping. You know what I mean? Like,
tisms. You give me tisms. You just give it up. Life. Oh no. Yeah. That got really dark really fast.
But yeah, so they're fighting, and the whole when I mean they're fighting, it's literally like the main character is trying to get to the bad guy, and the bad guy's trying to get to the main character, but then they're fighting everyone in between, and classic Hollywood fight scene, right? Yeah. And then the ship is sinking, so it's like they're like trying to figure all that out, and then all of a sudden, boom, his son dies. His son gets killed, gets shot, and his son's dying in his arms, and Jake Sully's like, and the whole movie had been like the oldest son, who's now dying, was always protecting the younger son, and that was like their thing. And now it's the youngest son that's like now has to step up.
Yeah.
And Jake Sully's now like, now there's like a weird thing where he blamed, because it technically was the younger son's fault in the grand scheme of things, technically that he died, but it wasn't his fault that he died. So
yeah.
But Jake Sully's like looking at his son like, you got my other kid killed, basically, and he's like trying to figure out how to deal with that emotion while trying to still like win this war and still trying to like make sure that his son.
Well, did he have his other family back at that point?
Yeah, well, they were all together. Yeah,
okay,
they were all. So the
right.
ship was sinking. It was on fire, but he got shot, and when he was or whatever, and so it was whatever. It was a sad scene.
The one scene I really did enjoy was that big whale thing.
Yeah,
that thing. He saw the gun to the one son's head.
Yeah, he freaked out,
and he like lost. He goes, "I'm an outcast too. I got you!" And then he just jumps up and like smack. I would smack the table, but I can't. Smacks the ship and like fucks everyone up.
Yeah.
and then they're just trying to shoot him. I'm like, dude, you know the harpoons bounce off the top of their heads.
Yeah, he's like bulletproof, dog. This thing's
and
just
then,
like,
and then the one guy that like he like straps in, and he's like he has like the harpoon, and and these things what they tell you is they are arguably one of the smartest things, and they feel the most emotion
smarter
because
than humans.
Yeah, because their brains are just massive.
Yeah.
So he goes to shoot this harpoon the first time, and it dinks off of its head. I'm like, bro, you're not killing this thing without that harpoon.
Yeah.
And then what's even funnier was later on, the thing harpoons, and he misses, and I think it like latches onto it or something like that. And he just spinning these guys around, knocking them into rocks, knocking them into boats.
Kills that one mean, evil hunter guy, because there's always that guy. It's always the hunter has to be driven by nothing but money, and he doesn't care about the animals, and he has to kill everything, and be really aggressive about it. And then he ends up getting brutally murdered.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, that's what I mean. It was like had a lot of Hollywood tropes in the movie, and it was kind of like obviously Avatar 1 had that, you know, but it was still new. It was exciting. It was fresh. This just felt like a normal Hollywood movie with Avatar people.
And and you know, now that I'm really kind of going through this whole movie, maybe I didn't like it as much as I did.
It's not so good. Doesn't
maybe for me it was like this was a nostalgic movie that I remember watching and I loved it. I went to Disney.
Yeah, maybe.
'Cause I'm a big Disney freak. 'Cause I'm a loser, and
I don't know if nostalgia has anything. I don't know. I mean, I feel like probably nostalgia has to have something to do with it.
Well,
but
it came out when we were so young, and like this was like the first thing that we're like, this is wild.
Yeah,
there's nothing like it.
Exactly.
And I guess maybe that's why I was
just expecting more.
It was sad. I mean, it did have my emotions where I'm sure they wanted them. Like, I know Gio cried.
Well, this is the thing.
I almost cried.
This is the thing. At the end of the movie, the bad guy is dying, literally falling to the bottom of the ocean with the ship. And then instead of letting him die, Spider saves him and brings him back to shore.
Can I bring up one plot hole there?
Huh.
What bothered me the whole time?
Oh, yeah.
This man is getting choked out.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, when you're getting choked out, one, you're gasping for air. One. Two, when you are underwater like that and you have Jake Sully, he is passing out.
Yeah.
Like passing out. Done.
Yeah.
He gets pulled up and is like saved by all this like the water stuff and then his son.
Yeah.
And he's barely alive.
Yeah.
How is the Colonel choked out, one, two, at the bottom of the ocean?
Well, no, because he wasn't breathing.
Yeah, he's dead. No, dude, that is the biggest plot hole. It pissed me off because how is Jake Sully?
I'll tell you how. Because there needs to be an Avatar 3.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, no, I once I saw him go, he's like gasping, and I look at Spider, and I'm like, dude.
That's what I mean. Like that's the thing is, the Spider saves him, and then it's like then it goes back to the Na'vi people. Like, yeah, Jake, hey, what's up, man? Like. He's playing both sides, and it's like, you know, I get it to a certain extent. You want to build that, like, he doesn't know what team to play for kind of a thing. But I kind of feel like I would root for the people. I would go out with the people that, like, raised me, more so than the people that are trying to kill the people that raised me. But that would be just me.
Yeah. And he did, like, I know plot armor and everything like that, but he really evaded the U.S. Interrogation. And did this whole thing just to save them. But then he could have done a massive thing for a downfall.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the wife's going to die.
But what's funny...
I'm calling it.
Well, what's funny about that is these movies are strange because now it's like, okay. Imagine for a second if, I don't know, a Marine.
Okay.
Like a decorated soldier.
Okay.
You find him in Afghanistan, and he's fighting with the Taliban, and he's like, "F America, we want to take American land, like American land for the Taliban." Yeah. Or he says, "Hey, no, you know what? F you, I'm leaving.
Sure,
I'm going over here. I'm being in Afghanistan." And then America say, "Well, you can't fight with the Taliban because you're an American." He goes, "F you, I'm with the Taliban, right?" Yeah. So then America comes through and says, "We're going to kill you all and take your stuff because you're evil and bad, and we want your stuff. Yeah. And I'm especially going to kill you because you're an insurgent against your own kind."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Nah, dog." And then the Taliban end up winning. It's kind of the same thing if you
No,
think
you're
about it, because
right.
it's like we're rooting against humans and like against humanity. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's why like I kind of wanted you know, the Colonel to win in a way. Like just I don't know.
I see what you're saying. My only thing is, yeah, definitely I'm rooting against humans, but what I would give to the whole aspect of rooting against the humans is these things are very intelligent.
Yeah.
They're not causing any conflict.
Okay.
Why don't you just like ask to see if you guys can live there too?
They'd say no.
Oh, we'll get fucked.
That's what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Honestly, fuck it, take it over.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if I'm the government and I'm trying to inhabit another planet, and I have one of my colonels like, we have to kill their leader to take the planet. Okay, even if you did kill Jake Sully, what's this? Like, what then? Is he just the leader of the planet? No. Then what are you gonna do? What, you just take over that part, and then what? You go to another tribe and kill their leader? Like, it's gonna be that? Like, to me, they made it stay. They hinged their whole plan hinged upon, you know, or was contingent upon killing Jake Sully. I'm like, nah, dog. What about all the people that are just there? They're like, they imagine that you're a Marine or whatever. You're going to space. You're going to this other planet to inhabit it, and you know, all of a sudden, your commanding officers are like, kill that one guy, and you're like, what? And then you get smacked up into a tree or drowned, and you're like, I thought I was just like guarding scientists, like, but no, it's got to be this big thing, and you know, I don't know. I digress.
I don't know why I enjoy you saying I digress, but are you gonna drink that?
Yep.
Okay. You gonna drink that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you gonna? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I mean, I did enjoy it. Like, I don't mind a
I
stereotypical
enjoyed it.
plot line. I did enjoy the movie. I feel that for being 12, 13 years out,
Yeah.
I expected more. Like there was a point, right? If this never made like a ride, I would have forgot about the movie, like genuinely. And I do kick myself for not rewatching it because I feel like there was like a point where like I'm trying to pull memory, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I recognized his voice from Mason before I like connected Jake Sully was from the first one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm an onion, Mason.
That's not it. That's definitely not the one. But
It's from Cold War.
I don't know,
That's
man.
what he says in Cold War. He goes, I'm a fucking onion, Mason.
Is that what he says?
That's what Wood says, yeah.
Oh God. we should do a recap of the campaign of
Of the Black Ops trilogy or the Black Ops series.
yeah, or the Modern Warfare campaign that just came out.
Numbers, Mason.
What do they mean? I'm not gonna lie, the last campaign, Modern Warfare 2, the one that just came out,
pretty good.
was pretty good.
Not. I feel like they're shortening the campaigns though.
Yes.
Like
Well, I was gonna talk to you that I was gonna mention something about that. I know we're just completely off the rails at this point, but
Whatever.
I'm just saying, yeah, they definitely did. I think they did
Yeah.
because I blew through that campaign,
yeah.
and I'm not good at video games.
I even like I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't that long, but I don't know. It could
Yeah.
just be me.
But anything else you want to add?
No, I just kind of wish. The movie was better.
So do I. I think for 13 years, I expected more.
Yeah.
I you know what it was when I left there? Maybe because it was fresh in my mind. I saw it in 3D. I was like, this is amazing. I feel emotional.
Maybe.
But I guess looking back on it and really breaking it down,
Wasn't that?
might as well have been a Hallmark movie
Yeah, a little bit.
with just blue people.
Blue people.
All right, listen. I'm just gonna say this, bro.
Nope.
I'm just gonna
No,
say
you're
it.
not.
I'm just gonna say it.
No, you are
You know where
not.
I'm going?
I know exactly where you're going, and you're not going to say it.
They gotta be massive, bro. They gotta.
No.
They
No,
have
we're
to be-
done. That's
They
it.
gotta be
That's a
massive.
wrap.
They
That's a
have
wrap.
to be.
It's over.
All right. We'll see you guys.
No, I'm done.
We'll see you guys next week.